Hi, I'm Vanessa, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Words by Vanessa. I just got back from a run, hence the no makeup. I spent an afternoon with one of my cute girlfriends she's 32. I mean, the cutest thing ever in the whole world. I'm 47, she's 32. She's an amazing artist. And she has ADD. So we had this conversation about my struggles with my son. As many of you know, my son just recently turned 21 and he's autistic. So on a spectrum of Asperger's being 1 and a child rocking back and forth with a diaper on the floor being 100, my son's probably at 60. Smart guy, he needs full-time care, and I am so grateful to live in a country in which services are provided for special needs people so that they can have happy, healthy, independent lives from their parents. So we were talking about my 21-year journey and how from 1995 till now, things have changed. In addition to that, I was talking to one of my other girlfriends, and she happens to be a massage therapist here. And she shared a story with me that made me so sad to think about mothers still in this day and age in which we have so much information about nutrition and about vitamin therapy, about behavior modification, about personal accountability, parental accountability, and how to really navigate this insane life of being a parent of a special needs person. And I could almost cry thinking about the story. So I'm going to share it with you. And this is the same thing that we talked about this whole afternoon. So it made me think about what can I do as a person who has a vast amount of experience? How can I share my story to ease the people that are either in the same position that I am, children have just been recently diagnosed, or moreover, parents who are 5, 7, 10 years ahead of me that can also give the information so that we can collaborate and share it with so many other parents that are struggling to cut the learning curve in half. So this is the story, which I'm sure many of us have gone through, both of typical and atypical children. So she was getting ready to go down and have a 90-minute massage. And her daughter calls from school. So her daughter is typical and her son is atypical. They both go to the same school. And the daughter proceeds to tell her mother, listen, Mom, my brother is having a bit of a meltdown. His sweater was not packed. Could you please bring him his sweater to school so that he'll be able to self-soothe himself and then we'll be able to minimize this meltdown that he's having? So the mother is in a conundrum here because she's going, here's this massage that, we as women and as mothers, we never put ourselves on a list to take care of ourselves. So it's such a valuable treat to have a 90-minute massage. Let's just go there. So she thinks for a second and she picks up the phone and she calls her mother. And she says, listen, Mom, I'm getting ready to have a massage. My daughter just called and she said that her brother is wigging out of school. He's having a meltdown. Could you please do me a favor? Can you please go by the house, pick up his sweater, drop it off at school so that we can alleviate and minimize him having a meltdown and he'll be able to self-soothe with the sweater. So the grandmother proceeds to tell her daughter, and she says, oh, you know what? I really don't want to. I feel so uncomfortable going to school and seeing him with regular kids. It makes me so sad. Now, you can imagine this as a parent, that you're getting ready to have a massage, and regardless of a typical or atypical kid, as I said, we never take time for ourselves to do things to replenish our souls, let alone when you're in this incredibly stressful world of having parents that are not only for special kids, but also for typical children. Wow, super stressful. On top of that, the guilt that you put on yourself for what have I done to have a child with special needs? What could I have done better? What can I do now to ensure that my child, both of my children, have healthy, vibrant, and wonderful, self-fulfilling lives? Let alone to carry the words of your own mother, the grandmother of these children, to say, oh, you know what? I really don't want to, because it makes me feel bad when I see him with regular kids. And the emotions are well warranted, I will tell you, because I am not the first person, and I won't deny that I haven't had the same feelings. However, there comes a point in time that you just have to buck it up and say, this is where we are, and what are we going to do to move forward in this? And I can tell you, for the last 6 weeks, I've been doing quite a bit of research on this, because obviously, when my son was born in 1995, you were reading books, and I swear to God, if somebody told me, listen, I read in this article from this doctor from blah, 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 and I swear to God, if it had an MD, I did it. You can go out to the field where the cows are, and you get a fresh dung patty, and you boil it with a little bit of lemon and honey, and give it to them twice a day. It will minimize the autism or the special needs of any way. It will minimize it. I will tell you, I would have done it. First, I would have junk it to make sure that I didn't die or anything else. And then I would have given it to my son. I'm not even going to lie. So here I am looking through the internet, and there is, wow, so much information. And I'm talking about the other way. His father, my son's father, and I, we did a lot of things that were unorthodox and crazy, and God bless him for following my lead, and he pretty much said, go on, let's do it, I support you, we'll work together. And whatever we did in my house, we did in his house, we did in his parents' house, we did at school, so there was a consistency all the way around. So I'm looking on this, and it's almost to the other end of the spectrum now. Before, you could hardly find any information. 1995, 2000, you really learn hard knocks. Now I can completely understand why parents with special needs are also overwhelmed, because these are some of the things that I have picked up. You're talking about from Autism Speaks, there's toolkits. So for example, this woman who just went through this with her mother, there is a conversation in which I as a parent can have with my grandparents about what this is, what I need from you, and how we can work together to ensure this happens. It's the same conversation you can have with siblings, but it's a little bit of a twist. With your friends, because we all know that I love my girlfriends. And if I have some shit to talk about, I want to have the support of my girlfriends. And I have had the same conversation with my girlfriends about where do I need support, because I can assure you, as a parent of a child with special needs, some of your friends will walk away because it's too much. They can't handle it. And some of your family members will walk away too. And there's nothing you can do, because at the end of the day, you as a parent are completely responsible for this precious gift that's in front of you, and you got to learn to take care of it. It doesn't matter if you're angry, if you're resentful, if you are filled with guilt. Sometimes I swear you're filled with animosity, because this is where your life stops. Forget about normal childcare. This is where your life stops, and you evolve and you grow with your kids. This is 24/7. Let's get this. Let's put our nose to the grindstone and make this work. So when I was looking at this, it's about behavior modification. It's about supplement suggestions. It's about first steps in record keeping, what to do and what to do. It's about nutrition and how is this done. It's about, should you do vegan? Should you do vegetarian? Should you not eat processed foods? Is it about 10 reasons why you shouldn't have your children, with under the age of 12 with iPads and telephones, and how does this distract their brains from working? I'm telling you, it takes you to the other side of the spectrum. It's almost too much information on how to handle this. And I am going to promise you one thing right now. I promise you, as a mother of an autistic child who is now 21 years old, I will share with you my experiences. I am talking honest talk. The nutrition that I've done, vitamin therapies that I've done. You don't even think about this. Outside of your children, you've got a partner. I mean, real talk here. When was the last time you had sex? When was the last time that you had a date night? When was the last time that you didn't go to bed so exhausted you could just cry? These are the things that I'm honestly going to talk about, because I want you to know you're not alone. You might feel alone. You might feel isolated, whether you isolate yourself because of everything that's happening, or because you feel that because of everything that's happening, you're isolated. Forget about it. The only way that you can get through the isolation feelings is to talk about it. Grab your friends, grab your family, grab your your pastor, grab whoever you need to grab to, whether it's having a cup of tea or a glass of wine or sharing the conversation with someone that's going through the same exact thing. Let's talk about it. Let's have honest conversations, because I can tell you one thing. My son, maybe 8 years ago, was the kid that ran in the Special Olympics and did amazing 100-meter runs. But now he's not that kid. I can be honest and tell you, he's beat the crap out of me a couple of times. People don't want to talk about that. And these are the things that we really have to be honest and talk about. So I hope that you were able to maybe relate and see that there are so many people out there that are going through the same thing that you are, that are either at the beginning of it, they're in the middle of it, or they're with their children or adults and they're 40, 50 years old. Let's use this platform to share our stories and help other people to be able to cut the learning curve in half. So the takeaway, I hope, for you is that there are many options that you can have in order to help you with your special needs or autistic child. And the same thing can be applied for your typical children as they can be for your atypical children. Most importantly, know that you are not alone. There are people around you who love you and support you and will help you in whatever way you need. Most importantly, it's personal accountability. If you have that support or not, you got to dig down deep. It's going to suck. You're going to hate it sometimes, but there is no other choice, because that person is there for you to take care of. So just know that there are so many resources that are available to you, and together we can make this happen. Share what I've said. There's many people out there that are going through the same thing. If you don't know anything about it, now you learn. Share it with 3 other people so they understand the dilemma and the sadness and the happiness and fulfillment that you feel, almost like you're bipolar for reals sometimes, because sometimes you could scream and other times you're so happy at the most smallest achievement. And that's what I got. That's it. So, as I always tell you, be good. Tune in every Thursday, because I always got something to talk to you about. And as I always tell you, don't forget to put a little bit of love into it.